Hi there, it's Fionna Gossling with Royal LePage, and here's your update as to what happened in Oakville real estate in October 2024. As you can see here, our annual average sale price is now the highest it has ever been, which is not to say that average sale prices have never been higher. We still have not surpassed that peak 2022, February, March 2022 price point, but prices are doing quite well. And what we're starting to see since that most recent rate drop is buyers starting to jump back into the market. So we've always been kind of waiting for affordability to come back in line. And I believe the buyers were waiting on the sidelines for that affordability or to piece to come into play or for prices to come down. And I don't think we're seeing prices come down much, but what we are seeing is buyers starting to return to the market. And that's not necessarily reflected in these numbers yet, but there is definitely a feeling in terms of more showings on listings happening and more buyers calling to say they want to get back out and look at things. So that is all very positive. This is the yearly summary of average and median sale price. So you can see our prices were down a little bit over last month. And that's pretty consistent with what happens in real estate prices, up and down every month, depending on big sales or little sales that have happened. There weren't that many huge sales that happened in Oakville this month. There was a very large one for 17 million. There was something for around 6 million. And then there was a big condo sale. So those were really the only big outliers, and everything else was kind of average. So the average sale price, if you're looking at condos, everything, townhouses, detached homes, was 1.495, and that's down over September, but kind of in line with what we've seen in the balance of the year or the latter part of the year. And our median sale price was just shy of 1.3, so so that's pretty respectable for a median sale price, and it's taking a little bit longer for things to sell. If you want to look at this in more detail, everything's on my website. It's a very boring website. And if you look at what happened in October 2024 versus October 2023, you can see that we had more sales, and that makes sense. I think there's an optimism returning to the market. But we also have quite a bit of pent up listing activity. So sellers who were kind of sitting on the sidelines because things were taking so long to sell and the buyers were sitting back are now saying, okay, it's time to go. So they're putting their house on the market. And I think part of this could be, for the first time in a long time, it really does make sense to get your house ready to go, put it on the market, see how the market responds, and know what you're working with before you move forward and buy something. So there's a little bit of a delay or a backlog there. But you can see that our months of inventory have come down and our average sale price is up by about 7% year over year when comparing month to month. In terms of detached homes, our months of inventory is 4 months of inventory. We don't often see that. I think that's a little bit down from last month, but in general, it's quite high for Oakville in terms of detached houses. Average sale price this month for a detached home was just under the $2 million mark. Townhome months of inventory is at 3.2, and our average sale price was just over $1 million. On that note, there are a ton of new developments coming up for sale in North Oakville. So a lot of people who speculated and bought directly from the developer as an investment property are now closing on those properties and not necessarily selling them for the price that they thought they were going to be able to sell them for. So there's a lot of inventory there. And then condos, 7.3 months of inventory. We've had a lot of condo inventory for a long time. So properly priced things are selling, but you need to be realistic about that. And it might be quite a good time to get into the condo market if you're thinking about either getting into the market or downsizing and keeping a condo in Oakville and buying something else maybe outside of Oakville. So I think there is opportunity there for people. If you look at the sales this month for detached homes, you can see we had more sales than we have in the last 4 months. That we have is pretty consistent in terms of active listings, a little bit less than September, but a little bit more than August. It's kind of what you would expect, a little boring there. But because we had more sales, our months of inventory are down and our average sale price is down again with only 125 data points. If you have a $17 million sale and a $6.5 million sale, then that's really going to skew that average sale price. When you look at condos, it is all pretty flat, give and take. 35 sales in the month. There's 254 to choose from. And the average sale price is up to 805. We did have a really big sale though in a condo there, so that affects that average sale price. And then when you're looking at townhouses, we did have more sales in the townhouse. So we had 82 sales in October, which is a significant jump and does show some movement there. Our inventory is down a little bit, and the average sale price is kind of flat from what we've seen the previous 4 months. If you had any specific questions, want to know some opportunities, do a little SWOT analysis of where you're sitting because you have real estate plans in the next year, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to go through all of the numbers with you and kind of help you make a plan for what's best for you. Looking forward to catching up next month. Any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.